Hello, well welcome to our first video in the series, and this is for those of you who are new to yoga or for those of you who think you're not flexible enough to do yoga. And we all started somewhere. Even though I've been practicing yoga for 30 years, I'm actually not that bendy, so I'm hoping this is going to give you hope and show you that you can practice yoga and get you started with a few of the basics. So when we come into our practice, one of the first things we want to do is just make sure that we feel grounded and that we're ready to move and that we feel calm, because yoga is really about feeling that internal stillness. So all we do is bring our hands to our thighs. We're going to sit up nice and tall, grounding through the sitting bones, feeling the floor. Deep breath in, lift the chest. Exhale, relax. And then in and out through the nose. And again. And hopefully that just helps us enter our practice in the right frame of mind. What we usually do, especially when you're starting off, is move our spine in all the different directions to make sure that we're comfortable and that it's flexed before we start to really move. So we're going to start first of all by walking ourselves a little bit forward. So we want to sit up tall, lift the chest, hinge from the hips, don't round the back. So lift the chest forward, inhale, walk out. And if you can bring the hands down and the forearms down, that's great. If not, stay on the fingertips, just pull back. Keep breathing. Gently walk it back in. We're going to take our hand to the side. It doesn't matter how far down you get. You're going to inhale, lift again, feel lengthening here, and take it to the side, keeping both of your bottom cheeks on the floor, it's sitting bones. So it's a nice sideways or lateral stretch for the spine. You can look up and open up the chest, or you can look down if your neck is sore. It's entirely up to you. There aren't that many rules in yoga that you need to worry about, as long as it feels good in your body. And come back. Just going to open the chest. You can take your fingers behind you. Inhale, lift, squeeze the shoulder blades together. That feels really good, especially first thing in the morning or at the end of a tough day. If you want a little more, going to interlace those fingers behind you, stretch the arms behind you and lift if you've got that little extra flexibility. And feel free to move a little bit. A little shimmy is nice on those shoulders. And now we want to rotate the spine. So we're going to take one hand to the knee, the other hand behind you. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, turn, look over the shoulder. Gently, gently. And you'll notice we keep the hips facing forward as we do this. So we're only really turning from the middle of the back. Keep breathing. And back to center. If you had a few clicks and pops, that's okay, that happens. We're going to transition now onto all fours. We're going to come into cat-cow, again, just to warm the spine. So you want to pull your tummy in, slightly lift away, push the floor away, pressing the knuckles of the hands into the floor. And you're in a box position, so your hips roughly in line with your knees, shoulders in line with your wrists. We're going to inhale, let that tummy drop, let your bum stick up, pull the chest through, deep breath in. Exhale, push the ground away, round that spine. And keep going. You can go in time with your own breath. If you don't want to stay with me, that's fine. Good. You should feel a little more open. And we're going to come into our classic yoga position, which is downward facing dog. So to get into downward facing dog, I'm going to get you to tuck your toes. Take a deep breath in again. Pull the tummy in and up. You're going to lift the hips as high as you can and then push the weight back into the balls of the feet. You should be able to press down comfortably into the floor. Now try not to look forward, let the ears line up with the upper arms. And also, if you're new to this, don't worry about pushing those heels to the floor. I can't do that, my legs won't allow it. So a really nice variation here is hips up, knees bent, and that's how I like to do downward facing dog, and you might well find that more comfortable. So take a little stretch here. You can bend and straighten each leg. And if you're feeling a little more frisky today, you can come backwards and forwards into plank as well. And then all we're going to do is just walk those feet to meet The hands at the top, roughly hip width apart. Take a deep breath in, bring the hands to the shins, push your bottom back and your chest forward. And then exhale down, let the body stretch. Little bend in the knee, lift the chest. Going to take the arms all the way up, look up, palms together. And now we're really ready to flow. So we're going to bring the arms by the sides, nice engaged body. So we're going to just get that tailbone slightly down, open up that chest, everything's nice and active. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, forward fold again. Soften those knees as much as you need to. You don't have to reach the floor, you can keep your hands here. We're going to bring the hands down, deep breath in. Exhale, step the right foot back and come into a low lunge. Now if you have difficulty reaching the floor, by all means use a block any way up that you like. If you can reach the floor, that's fine. Now push into the heel, lift the chest, and make sure that knee is in line with your ankle. It's not great to have the knee further forward of the ankle if we can manage it. And we're going to drop that back knee, bring the right hand to the floor. We're going to take a little twist. Inhale, take the arm up, look up to the sky. Exhale, bring the hand down. We're going to lift that back knee and step back into a plank, which some of you may find a little hard to start with, but that's okay, you'll get the strength. Drop the knee. And you're going to bring the chin between the hands and swoop forward, release the toes, keep your pelvis on the floor, elbows tucked in, shoulders away from the ears into cobra, and feel free just to wiggle back a little bit there. And then inhale, tuck the toes, we're going to push back, find our way back into downward facing dog. Just for a breath or two, feel free to move if you don't end up in the right position. And then deep breath, exhale, step the other leg forward. Lift up, again find that stretch, use your blocks if you need to, but fingertips are fine. Then hand down, turn to the bent leg, keep this back leg really active, like you're trying to lift something off the back leg, push down, and then bring the hand down, little push off the back knee, inhale halfway, again hands to shins is fine, exhale fold, and then soften those knees. Inhale all the way up, hands together, and congratulations, you've just done your first vinyasa. Well done. We're going to do that on the other side. We're just going to go a little bit faster. Inhale, exhale, it's all about the breath. Inhale, lift, exhale, step, hand down, hand up, hand down, step back, lower the knees. Chin between the hands, inhale, lift cobra, tuck the toes, downward facing dog, breath here, can go at any pace you like. Left leg forward, right hand down, turn to the bent leg, look up, open that chest, breathe. Bring the hand down, little push off the back knee, inhale halfway. Exhale, forward fold again, soften the knees as much as you like, and inhale all the way up and back to what we call Tadasana or mountain pose. So from here we're going to take a couple of standing poses, and to do that we're going to come into it from downward facing dog. So we're going to start our vinyasa and all the way down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend, doesn't matter which leg you lead with, don't worry about that. And we're going to come from plank straight into downward facing dog. And we're going to take one of the classic yoga poses, which is warrior two. So we're going to step the right foot forward. Now it may take you a bit of practice to do that. So if this happens, grab that leg, shove it forward, it's fine, it doesn't matter at all. The back foot is going to turn down flat at about 45 degrees. And I'm going to make sure this front heel is roughly in line with my back arch. Pull my tummy muscles in and up, see if I can hover off the floor. Left arm is going to lead me up. And I'm going to make sure I'm reaching as far back as I am forward, and then try and settle into my lunge. Now, if you have any knee issues or this just isn't comfortable for you, make less of a lunge, it's absolutely fine. And if the arms aren't doing it for you, goddess arms, or even hands to hips, or hands down, all of these are fine. So this is warrior two. So we're lifting up through the spine, but dropping down into the legs. And we're going to take a deep breath in, lunge a little further forward, turn the front palm up, back hand to back leg, reverse your warrior, look up. Bring it down. Good, bring the hands all the way down, step back, downward facing dog. Good. I'm going to show you the other view. So we always do both sides, so left leg forward. I'm going to line up my feet. Deep breath in, push down to come up, even out the pose, and drop. Lift that chest, nice proud chest. Turn the front palm up, inhale. Exhale, reverse. Come back. Bring the hands down. Step back, downward facing dog. And then very easy, walk your feet halfway up the mat and just come to sitting down. Very good. Okay. So you've done some standing poses, you've done some vinyasas. This is all very classic yoga. We're going to do a few seated positions now. So all we're going to do is open up the hips. So I'm actually going to turn to face you for this one. You're going to put your soles of your feet together. Now, if you have very relaxed and open hips, you can bring your feet really close to your groin. If, like me, you really don't have that flexibility, keep the feet away from you. You can hold the ankles, knees, or feet. Lift the chest, inhale. Exhale, fold down, and just enjoy that stretch in the inner thigh and hip area. This is called bound angle or cobbler's pose. This feels really nice, hopefully there. You may feel it in a different place. So if you're stretching in yoga and someone says, oh, I feel it here, and you feel it there, it doesn't matter. Everybody's body is different. Good. And then gently going to bring my knees in. And we're going to take boat pose for the first time. Now, this is a really good strengthener for the lower back and your core. So it requires a little bit of mental discipline. So I want you to hold onto your shins, sit up tall. So always think very proud, very lifted. Roll back onto your sitting bones. See if you can just hover off the floor here and keep lifting. Don't worry about taking the hands away. Just squeeze those tummy muscles in and up. Breathe. And gently put the feet down. That's enough. I'll show you the next variation if you want to take it further, but that may well be more than enough for you for getting started. So this time, deep breath in, find that balance. If you would like to do more, take the hands away. Ooh, and if you have more, lift the shins, but keep that chest lifted. 3, 2, 1, across the ankles, come down. Give yourself a hug, you deserve it after that. And then we're just going to make our way down to the floor here. And what we want to do is bring the feet in so that they meet the longest finger of your hand. Now, I have got particularly long arms and long fingers, so if this doesn't work for you, it doesn't matter, just bring the feet under your knees. You can take a deep breath in. As you exhale, scoop your pelvis up, push the floor away, and come into bridge. And squeeze glutes just a little bit. You want to stretch in the front of your hips. And if you want a little more, interlace those fingers, tuck each shoulder blade under and really lift. And you can stay here as long as you like. Try not to splay the knees. Try to bring them in line with the hips. And when you're ready, undo. Very slowly bring the knees down and the back to the floor. You can take your hands wide. All we're going to do is just take the knees to the left, up to the middle, over to the right, just a few times, just to release the spine. And bring your knees in, give yourself a squeeze. And then it's traditional in yoga that we relax at the end. Is the best bit, and we soak up all that good energy that we've made through the practice. And all we do, let the arms and the legs go out. Everything roll out. You can even again just tuck those shoulder blades in. If you want to prop your head on a block or you want to put your legs over a pillow or a bolster, that can feel really good. And take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And you can stay here just for a couple of minutes or as long as you have. Longer is better. Just let the body be heavy. You can let your mind go for a little bit. You press pause here if that feels good for you. And when you're ready to come up, you're simply going to bring those knees in. Make a little turn over to the right. So that you can bring yourself up and come back to your seated position. Bring your hands together, take a deep breath in. Let it go. Say thank you to your body and to yourself for making time to try some yoga. Namaste.